Hey guys, Jeff Kamke here with Wealth Energetics. Today's video, this has nothing to do with money. This doesn't have anything to do with wealth. This doesn't have anything to do with natural health or doing the inner work. I've got a really cool story to share with you about some loved ones that have passed away and a very cool experience that just happened that brought back and tied together another very cool experience I had years ago. So my grandma passed away in 2016. And my grandpa at the time was still alive. We were going to be getting ready to move into my grandpa's house because he was in nursing care. I was the only grandchild. The house was willed to us. So my wife and I and our like a year or two old son at the time were getting ready to move in. I was taking care of some stuff that was on the front porch, just burning some stuff one day. And after a lot of it had got done burning, it was just kind of smoldering. I was taking a rake to some of the edges of it. And all of a sudden, it was a sunny day. It was in April here in Michigan, so it was kind of chilly. And there was just this super bright light down in the ground that caught my attention. And it wasn't even like the sun reflecting, it was like brighter than that. So I walked over and I looked down, and there was this coin here. And I don't know if I can zoom in on this enough and get it to be clear. I can't. Uh, I'll have to try to post a picture or something of it. It won't go. What this was is a gold coin with an angel on both sides. And this was right where I was just burning. But this coin at the time, it's a little corroded now just because it's been around for a while. But this coin had no burn marks, no black marks, no nothing. And at that moment, I knew my grandma did this. It was just a very supernatural experience. And, some of you might be like, no way, whatever. Some of you might get chills right now. I know some people I've told about this story, they get chills. So it was a very cool experience. And I looked up what this coin was online, and there's a lot of stories online about loved ones that have passed away and things like this happen. And, I can't explain it. I don't know if there's companies that make this, but I know for a fact that the things I was burning that day, there was no coins like this in it. There wouldn't have been in old bed sheets or towels that were used for cleaning up or anything like that. Like there was nothing I did. And my mom said that, she could verify there was never coins like this that my grandparents had growing up. There was just nothing like that. So it was a very, very cool supernatural experience. It really felt like, okay, my grandma just passed a couple months prior to that. And it was just a way of her kind of doing what a lot of times you hear doing, where somebody's passed away, they're on the other side, and they can do very cool things to let you know that they're still with you and that they still care about you, still love you. And so it was a very cool thing. I had this coin with me for many years while we lived at that house. And back in 2020, we ended up selling that house. And this coin, I felt like we left it there because I always kept it in the main bathroom at the house. It was up on my side of like the vanity underneath a mirror. And I remember at one point it had gotten slid back pretty far. And, in the chaos of moving, I thought, I never remembered to get that coin back. And so we had long sold the house, and, I just wrote it off as that, it was just lost. It was kind of a bummer. Nothing you can really do about it. And, felt like, oh, the people that bought the house, they'll find it, and, maybe it'll mean something cool to them for, maybe a loved one that they passed away, or maybe it won't mean anything to them. They'll just throw it out. And, it served its purpose in my life. No big deal. Well, a few days ago, we were having Easter here, and this is in the year 2024. Easter was on the 31st of March this year. And we had been over at my uncle's house because my dad had just passed away on Valentine's Day here in 2024. So he's only been gone for about 6 weeks. And we were at my uncle's house, which was my dad's brother. And we didn't do a whole lot with that side of the family. So it was amazing to be back with them. And this whole process has kind of brought that side of the family together. And so we were over there, and then we were with my mom and my aunt, and until later in the evening. We got home, and I was getting, right around ready for bed, and my wife was picking up some jewelry that my daughter was getting out to wear on her Easter dress earlier in the day before we left. And all of a sudden my wife goes, "Oh my gosh, you won't believe this." And what? This gold coin that I thought was lost was somehow down in the bottom of her jewelry box. And we don't ever remember putting it there. Maybe we did, but the fact that it resurfaced on Easter, right after my dad passed, I just felt like that was another supernatural experience. Just very interesting timing that would reappear after my dad's passing. And later that night, I was getting ready for bed, and I had the urge to just, or not really the urge, but just the intention come to me of just get quiet for a minute. And so I did, and I had this like feeling of my dad, my grandma, and my grandpa, which all three of them have now all passed, and they were together, in the spiritual realm, and they were just speaking some encouragement to me, and verifying some things about my path, and to keep on, and that they're with me and they love me and all that kind of stuff. It was very, very amazing. And it only lasted for maybe 30 seconds, but I just really felt them, like their energy was together. I could feel them, and I could almost see them um, like a panel in front of me, like just all three of them right next to each other. Um, and just wanting to share some love with me and flood me with some encouragement to help me, because Easter was a rough day. I had a couple of dreams that night before Easter just about my dad that really triggered some emotions again. So it was a really cool experience to go through. So I just wanted to share some of these really cool things that I go through. This is my life, take it or leave it. Some of you might think I'm absolute wacko. Some of you might go, hey, this is really cool, and you've got some cool experiences to share similarly. And if you do, I would love for you, if you're open to it, share them in the comments. I'd love to know, some of these supernatural things that we all go through, so many of us. I think it's really cool to share these in a safe environment with like-minded people that get it and can, respect it, but then can, just really cherish what that means, and, just kind of build that story amongst all of us of what can happen on the other side. Because all too often I feel like, especially I grew up in the church community, the Christian community, and a lot of times when death happens, we assume that there's no way to talk to them again. They're always gone, and it's like, no, 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 they're on the other side. They're connected to God. They're connected to all knowledge right now, and they are still a part of our lives. They can be, and a lot of times if we are closed off to ever seeing it or hearing it, and by hearing it, being quiet enough to allow them to sometimes speak to us. And if we just are closed to the idea, you'll never get those situations come up. If you're open to it, you'll probably get them. And even if you're closed, I just had a conversation with our cleaning lady a couple days ago. She had some family members that were close to it. And even with that, some deceased family members were able to kind of break through that and, get them to see something different. So anyway, I don't want to go on a rant with that, but I'd love for you guys to share some of that. And if you like my channel, I've got a wide range of stuff on this channel talking about health, wellness. Life insurance is a foundational asset. That's one of our key things that we talk about. But I have a background in bioenergetics. We talk about that. We've got podcast interviews with chiropractors, network marketers, people that have come from nothing and have created an empire. Just some really cool people that I've done podcast interviews with. So want you to make sure you've subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell, and then make sure that if you find some videos on that channel that would be good for somebody in your circle of influence to hear, share it with them. I'd love for you to share it on Facebook, spread the word, spread some of the intention of what I bring to the table here with Wealth Energetics. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care.